Hello, Year 11. So Mrs Siddall here, and I've got to run you through all the changes to History GCSE this year, and also everything that we're going to be provided as a school for you. So bear with me. I'm going to go through each of the topics that you've covered when you've covered them. Then I'll go through the changes to the GCSE, and then look at all the different revision materials that we've got for you guys. So off we go. History Year 11, 2020 to 21. So what exams are you guys going to do? So there's 3 papers to the history exam. We've got paper 1, which is an hour and 15 minutes long, and it's worth 30%, 52 marks, which is medicine in Britain and World War I injuries, treatments and the trenches. Then you've got paper 2, which usually would be an hour and 45 minutes. We're going to come back to this paper in a little while because this is the one where there's been some changes for you guys. It's usually worth 40%. Because it's got 64 marks, and it's usually 2 topics. Okay, you guys are only going to do 1 topic on this paper, which will be early Elizabethan England. As I've said, usually this paper would have the American West section of it as well, so you'd have 2 topics on this paper, but due to the loss of 5 teaching months, the exam board have taken this topic off. At the moment, I'm going to come back to it because we're not sure yet how long that paper is going to be, or whether they're going to adjust how much it's worth, which leads us on to paper 3, which is an hour and 20 minutes, which is worth 30%, 52 marks, which is Weimar and Nazi Germany. So those are your 3 papers you're going to sit at the moment in June of 2021, so June next year. So how many topics have you covered in year 9 and 10, and what's left? You guys are in a very good position. We had always planned to teach all of the content in year 9 and 10 and have year 11 as a mastery year, and actually that's not really changed. So in year 9 I taught half of you medicine through time and medicine in the trenches for paper 1. I taught half of you early Elizabethan England, the other half of you were taught both of those by Mr Fleury. And then in year 10 you were all taught Weimar and Nazi Germany. Okay, you also started in year 10 the American West topic, but we don't have to worry about that anymore. This year for year 11 we're starting off with Weimar and Nazi Germany revision for paper 3, so that's what we're on at the moment. We're then going to move on to medicine revision, so paper 1, and then Elizabeth revision, paper 2. I suspect we'll be on to medicine by about probably Christmas time, and Elizabeth probably just after the February half term. After we finish the Elizabeth revision, that's when we'll go to 2-week cycles of revision and exam practice, and then a walking talking mock, revision, exam practice, and a walking talking mock, revision, exam practice, and a walking talking mock for each of the 3 subjects that we cover. So what are the changes to your exam because of COVID and everything that happened there? So what we know so far, teachers were asked to drop one of the 4 topics we would usually cover. Okay, so we were told we got to pick either one of the topics from paper 2 or paper 1. We have chosen to drop American West, which you guys had just started to learn about before lockdown. We no longer have to teach you American West. We are dropping that part of the paper. In the past, it's always been the paper that our students have struggled with the most, so actually I think it makes it a slightly nicer paper now that it's just 1 topic, Elizabeth, rather than 2, American West and Elizabeth. What we don't yet know, so Edexcel are yet to release, that's our exam board, what will happen with paper 2. As I've said, it's usually worth 40% of your grade, 20% is on Elizabeth and 20% on American West, but they are yet to tell us what percentage this paper will now be worth. I think logistically and realistically they will probably just split each paper to be 33.3, 33.3 and 33.3. However, I'm keeping an eye out for waiting for Edexcel to let us know what they're going to do with that paper. Okay, so what are we providing? The big one, guys, Tuesday revision. You get dominoes every other week. It will be Tuesdays from next week from 2:45 until 3:45, and our big pull for history is that every other week you will get a Domino's pizza. Well, you'll get a slice of Domino's pizza. Unfortunately, we're not that flash in history. We can't afford 1 pizza per student, but you will get a lovely slice of Domino's pizza, which you'll start coming for the pizza, and then you'll stay with us for Tuesday revision, because you'll see actually it's really good what we do. We've also still got Seneca Learning, which you were encouraged at the end of last year to log on to. That's still available. So quick quizzes on there. They're really good for like getting your content knowledge, numbers, facts, dates, names, things like that. We've also got loads of stuff from Pixel as well. Last year we bought loads of these purple Edexcel revision books. When we get nearer to the time, we'll be handing those out, but I'm not going to give you guys those just yet because I don't want to overload you. And again, after probably the October half term, we've had for years these zigzag education booklets, which are full of exam questions and little tips for exams and how to answer the exam questions, all the different style of questions, and they're suited to the new style exam. So they're all example questions of what you could get. So loads of stuff that you guys can do at home. But actually, I often find with our students, when they start off coming to Tuesday revision, they very quickly realise how valuable it is, and then they carry on doing it. So they carry on because actually they realise, oh, I actually remember quite a lot of stuff. It's quite structured, that revision, and then eventually once we run out of what I call our A3 sheets to do, that's when we'll start doing more exam practice in that revision. But at the moment it's just going to be content revision on Tuesdays. We will start with medicine, then we'll do Elizabeth, and then Nazis. We're doing Nazis in class at the moment, so I'm not going to do double Nazi revision after school as well. So, revision techniques that will help you. Flashcards. When I was at school, I was the flashcard queen, okay? Teeny tiny little cards that you can create your own revision resources using them, and you can write on both sides of them, colour code them, or use them to quiz. How do you use them for history? You want cards with key terms, definitions, and examples. Dates, events, causes, consequences. So any event that we look at, when did it happen, who was involved, what caused it, what were the consequences. I suggest you do them in chronological order. So start with your medicine topic, do your medieval medicine cards, then moving on to your industrial medicine cards, your Renaissance medicine cards, then your industrial medicine cards, and then finally your modern medicine cards. Example essay questions. I love this. I think the hypothesis questions are really good to put on a card with the hypothesis at the top, and then 2 points for agree, 1 point for disagree, or the other way around, and then your overall conclusion with like a word plan. So not actually writing a full essay on a card because you'll never fit it, but having something that's like a mini version of your plan, like what we do in class essentially before you write those essays. So retrieval practice. During your exams, you will need to be able to record a large amount of content, okay, very quickly. To get better at this, you need to practice. We do it in class already. When I give you all those 10 question quick quizzes, that is why, okay, and eventually probably from about after the October half term, I'll be doing a 10 question quiz literally at the start of every lesson, and I'll be collecting every single history student's scores in those 10 question quiz, and every week we'll print the top 10 people who have got like the most points and stick it on the probably the technology door, because obviously you're not in the humanities corridor because it's a year 10 area, so we'll stick it somewhere in the year 11 area where you can all see who's our top 10 scorers. If you miss a lesson and you're not there, you automatically score 0, so make sure you come to lessons, make sure you come into school. So total recall, start with a blank sheet of paper, write down everything that you can remember about a topic without looking at your notes. Then open your notes and write down anything you've missed on the same sheet of paper. Repeat this often, and each time you will recall more information. We do this in class, okay? I talk to you guys all the time about how many times you have to go over something before you remember a name or a date. It's why we keep going over the same things over and over again, it's so that you'll remember it. Quiz yourself. I'm not going to say use your revision notes. I would say write your own questions. If you go to your mum or dad and say, can you do some history revision with me, and you hand them a random A3 sheet, they will ask you a really strange question, whereas you guys know the questions that you need to be able to answer. There'll be loads of them in the revision books that we provide, but also on Seneca there's lovely examples of questions there that you can do, and then once you get to know them, write some of them down, give them to your parents, give them to your friends, get them to quiz you on it anyway. Deliberate practice is setting time aside to practice what you will be doing in the actual exam, answering exam questions. Lovely power hour. Pick a question, year 11. Spend 20 minutes revising that question so that you know exactly what you need to put in it. and then spend the allotted minutes by answering that question. If you need to know how many minutes you get to answer a question, multiply the number of marks by 1.5, okay? So a 4-mark question, you would have 6 minutes to answer. A 12-mark question, you would have 18 minutes to answer. A 16-mark question, you would have 24 minutes to answer. And the best bit, ask a teacher to mark it, okay? Self-assess it yourself first using the marking criteria, so the tick boxes that we do on our purple sheets in school. But hound me in the corridors, year 11, I do not mind. Bring me those answers to mark, because that is my job at the end of the day, and you are our massive priority at the moment. Use the fact that you're a year 11 to your advantage and come and find me and say, Miss, you need to come and mark things. So, Mrs Siddall, where do I start? First and foremost, attend History Tuesday revision, 2:45 to 3:45 in G29. Okay, be there. It's brilliant. We're going to start revising medicine first, and we'll use our A3 sheets, dilute them each week into a revision flashcard. So we use big A3 sheets for history revision. There is no reason why you cannot take those sheets home and create little flashcards out of them. Please feel free to come and ask me any questions, get your parents to ask me any questions, that's absolutely fine. And I'll see you guys soon.